This year was the first time I decided to give the Google Pixel a shot. I think the main issue for me was that the iPhone and the Pixel launches were always so close to each other, and as someone who buys all these phones by myself, honestly, I just didn't have the money to get both. And a lot of people think of the Pixel as the iPhone of Android phones, especially now with the Pixel Snap charging, but when taking a deeper dive under the surface, there's so much more to it than that. So yeah, this right here is the Pixel 10 Pro XL in the Moonstone colorway. Just looking at the design of the phone, I think it looks amazing. The only issue with the design is that the sides collect fingerprints like crazy, but to be fair, you won't really notice them unless you're specifically looking for them. At the back of the phone, we got a 50 megapixel main lens, 48 megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 48 megapixel telephoto lens, as well as up to a 100x AI enhanced zoom, which is kinda crazy and something I don't really use in real life, but sometimes when I'm sniping out of my apartment back home, it's fun to play around with. The front camera is something that's a big miss for me personally, as I like to chat to people using IG DMs, and sometimes I do send selfies and stuff, and man, every time I send a selfie to a girl or my friends using the Pixel, I'm just getting inflamed. Going beyond the surface, this thing packs 16 gigs of RAM and that Google Tensor G5 chip, so it has plenty of power, of course less than the S25 Ultra, but for my daily life it's felt fast and responsive. Oh, and of course the display is on another level with 3300 nits of peak brightness. It gets bright. Also, I find the colors to be very deep and vibrant. I mean, just look at this wallpaper looking all sexy. First link in the description, by the way. When it comes to Android 16, overall I do find it quite intuitive, but I've been experiencing some weird bugs here and there. Some apps just simply don't load. For example, my lunch benefit app, which actually saves me quite a bit of money because it uses my pre-tax money, often just doesn't load, which has been really frustrating. Also, sometimes some of these folders I make on the home screen just disappear. We have made it to Como. We came here on Thursday night and today is Saturday. Today is also the day we're gonna do the day in life with the Pixel 10 Pro XL. Basically, I've been using this phone for the last 2 weeks or so. I've been writing down some pros and cons of the phone. So I feel like I've gotten a fair bit of usage. Yeah, I think let's talk about it today. Right now, we're actually running a bit late from Padel. It's gonna start at 10 a.m. Right now it's 9:30 and we're at 99% battery life at this moment. But yeah, let's see what the day brings. We got this like a black tie tuxedo event in the evening, which is gonna be super dope. So can't wait to bring y'all with me. But right now, let's go play some Padel. Now you're probably wondering what we're even doing in Italy. Basically, a couple friends of mine hosted a black tie event for networking and stuff, and it lined up almost perfectly with my birthday as well, so I thought this would be an incredible experience kind of combining the two. It's pretty funny, this is like my 4th time in Italy within a single year. I really like this place and could see myself living here one day.
How are you gonna win the game?
Bro,
What's the...
I only played Padel one time with these guys and I got slapped around pretty badly. These guys are tryhards. But tonight's my night.
With Luke, we've been playing a little bit of Padel. Luke is actually pretty promising, like a prospect. But
I got talent, but I just don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, there's an outdoor field as well. This is looking nice. And the sun is kind of peaking. It was raining just a little bit ago. But hopefully we can get some games in while it's still a little bit sunny. Alright, taking a quick paddle break, got some orange juice, but I don't know if it's the brightness or what. I think the Pixel has way deeper blacks and colors than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. That's it. What do you think of the colors here? Like an honest review. Take both of the phones on hand and just look at the colors. Pay attention to the blacks and the blues on the car.
Bro, the Pixel is way better.
Yeah.
It's way better. Like, I'm a diehard Apple fan, but Pixel is doing great with the screen.
Apparently they have the same contrast ratio, but I don't believe it because there's such a big difference between the blacks.
This is the exact same picture.
Look at the shadows. The black parts are actually blacks.
It's both like, it's fully on. Yeah, it's way brighter, this one, and
the brightness goes up to, was it 3300 nits, and this is only 2000 nits peak brightness, so the Pixel is way brighter. Jasper, what do you think?
So what am I supposed to look at?
Which one looks better, in your opinion? You don't have to do any in-depth analysis.
There's a clear difference. This one is way brighter. I don't know if it's just the brightness. This is way more blue.
Yeah, it's more vibrant.
Way more colorful, vibrant. I guess that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think overall, probably the graphics or the colors are way better on this one than on this one.
So I think the boys are all in agreement that the display on the Pixel 10 Pro XL is way better than the iPhone actually. Not only just the brightness, but in terms of the colors and the blacks. Boys are now getting ready, but I wanted to do a quick Airbnb tour for y'all. So this is the place where we've been living for the past 2 days and for the next 2 days as well. Let's start with the front, and this is one of the most interesting parts about Italy. At least to me, this is super weird. So basically this door just opens only one way, meaning that if you lock it from the outside, then the people who are inside of the apartment literally cannot get out. And if you lock it from the inside, then nobody can get inside, even with a key if they're outside. And this has actually caused us some issues when me and Pessi have left the apartment for like a morning jog or something, and Casper is inside of the apartment. He literally cannot get out. Anyways, here's kind of the kitchen area. The kitchen is pretty nice, but obviously we're not gonna be cooking when we're on go. I was just drying my hair here because Casper is in the shower right now. Then the fridge is filled with Prime because we need to de-bloat before the big event tonight. We got a nice balcony. We actually have, I think, 4 in total of these. Every room has this kind of balcony thingy. Behind you, we got a big shelf. Then if we go down this hallway, on the left, we got a bathroom where Casper is taking a shower right now. I don't want to show him. And here's Casper's room. And then we walk into my room, which is a total mess, by the way, because all of my gear is kind of everywhere. I was lucky enough to have a small closet, which is nice. Here we got all the boys' tuxedos for tonight. But yeah, that's how the Airbnb is looking. Right now, it's almost 2 p.m. and the event is starting at 5:30. So we gotta get going, grab something to eat. Now we're on 76% battery life. So the Pixel is doing pretty well so far in terms of battery life. At this point we were beyond hungry, like it wasn't even funny anymore, so we made our way to the downtown area of Como. And man, this place is so beautiful. I don't know what it is, but I just love seeing people live their everyday lives when I'm traveling. To me, it's always so fascinating that people live in places like this. Just got our food. I got some lasagna. I wanted to quickly show you all the new camera coach feature on the Pixel 10 Pro XL. So if you come to your camera, you have this icon here on the top right corner for the camera coach. And if you just click on that, it's gonna analyze what's on your screen at that current moment. And it's gonna give you some tips on how to take a great picture of what's going on around you. So as we can see, we have some options for lasagna close-up and lasagna on plate. And if we click on the lasagna close-up, it's gonna prepare you some steps on how to take the best picture according to the Pixel 10. Then here on the top you can see the different steps you should take in order to get the picture right. So to me it's saying to better capture the width of the plate and food on it, change the orientation to landscape. Then the next step would be zoom in to fill the frame with the food, shoot from a high angle, center the lasagna in the frame and tap on the lasagna to get the focus right. Let's see if the Pixel knows what it's talking about. And that's how the picture came out. To me personally, the camera coach isn't that useful because in my head I already know what I want to shoot.
Like a whisper, I am drifting. Memory of silver light. Calling me.
The lake was so beautiful and not gonna lie, it really got me in my feelings a little bit. When I got my watch, one of the first thoughts I had was that it would be so awesome to one day pass it down to my own son. And I mean the whole reason I even work so hard is to one day have a family. But something I've been battling with is that I'm so afraid of letting people close to me. I was thinking about this on the boat and I came back to a time when I was in elementary school. I hosted a birthday party, my mom had cooked nice food and got us snacks and everything. Then at some point I remember my mom asking where did all of my friends go, and later I found out they had left to play hide and seek without me on my own birthday. After this, there's been countless times when I've felt betrayed, but experiencing stuff like this since a young age really messes with your head, and it really is one of the worst feelings ever, and the fear of it has caused me to push out people from my life multiple times over the past few years that maybe I shouldn't have. Of course, this has affected many friendships I have as well as relationships, but now that I'm starting to have more and more to lose, I'm even more conscious of the people who are let near me. Even sharing this with you is hard for me because some people have tried to use stuff that I've said publicly against me, but this is something I'm trying to work on because ultimately I think having a family is something I would want, and there's lots of personal growth that needs to happen beforehand, so this is kind of a first step for me in that direction.
Stillness, flames erased and fallen snow. Every light I try to follow leads me where I shouldn't go. There's a place where secrets.
We have made it to the event. This place is absolutely insane. Everybody's behind me. To be honest, I don't feel like I deserve all of this. And especially in my last video, it being a dedicated video, meaning a sponsor pays me for a full video. And I made another one like that as well, not too long ago. So the timing was pretty unfortunate, not gonna lie. But don't worry, that's not gonna become my pattern. And you don't even have to watch all of my videos. I totally understand if you don't care about a certain topic and you wanna skip the video. Like, by all means go for it. I truly appreciate your time, and you taking the time to watch my videos, it means the world to me. So never think I'm taking your time for granted, but those dedicated videos are insane opportunities for content creators. I mean, let's face it, obviously we're getting paid a fat bag. Also, those are great videos to add into my personal portfolio of videos. In the future, if I want to make videos for a brand or sell my video services and stuff, I can show them that, hey, I've made X, Y, and Z video for X, Y, and Z brand in the past. So yeah, even when I make those videos, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna feed you some bangers shortly before and after those videos. But yeah, just know none of this would be possible without you watching my videos. So the last thing I wanna do is disrespect your time. Also, right now, the Pixel is on 50% battery, literally 50%, and it's 7 p.m. already. So the Pixel is doing really well. Hold on, let me show y'all the fit. What do y'all think? Is the suit looking good? Me personally, I think we're looking fresh. Good morning from Como. Yesterday we got home at like 1 a.m. or maybe even 2 a.m. Some people went to the club after that, which was crazy. Like we couldn't do that. Anyways, we just got done having some breakfast, and actually last night we ended the day with around 30% battery life. I wasn't using the phone a whole lot because of the event, and I was talking to different people and stuff, but I was still taking pictures, taking videos and stuff. In general, the Pixel lasts me anywhere from 6 to 7 hours, so I can easily get through the whole day with just one charge. Obviously, if you use your phone more than 7 hours in a day, then you probably should delete some of these apps, because that's a lot of time spent on your phone. Also, just now I posted a banger of an IG dump from this trip. Go check that out on Instagram. If you don't follow me on IG, you should, because I'm gonna do a crazy giveaway at the end of this year. The winner will be selected from the people who follow me there. Anyways, when I post pictures on social medias, I always post them through my iPhone, because even the same photo that's initially taken on the Pixel looks completely different whether you post it on an Android or the iPhone, which is pretty wild. Like, no one can convince me that these social media apps aren't nerfing the Androids on purpose, because the Pixel takes incredible photos that look good even on social media when you just post them from an iPhone, which is quite sad. At least it's happening on TikTok. I'd assume it also happens on Instagram. But yeah, I just transferred all of my photos to a Google Drive and then downloaded them to the iPhone and then posted the pictures, used the iPhone, just being fully transparent with y'all. But still, a lot of the photos in that dump are taken with a Pixel, so shout out to the Google Pixel, man.